was a lot of their first, being their first plus size curvy model.
You couldn't let anyone know the things that you were going through, whatever you shared.
The Bible says, but the God of all grace, hallelujah, and after you suffered a while, how many have
choice to write your own story? Would you write it, or would you let someone else have the pen?
Good morning. I know y'all like, what's up? Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving happy late Thanksgiving. Happy late Thanksgiving for all the people who celebrated Thanksgiving on Thursday. Happy belated. I think we talked about this last week, but I just wanted to give everybody a shout out. Good morning. Welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee with Marvina. Her BFF when she is out of town, so she's not here. Oh my God, she's not here. Good morning. Well, we just want to give thanks to God. You know what? I was my co-host. Let me see. I'm hearing an echo. Do you have? Yes. Do you have your phone on? If you got your phone off, turn your phone down. No, there you go. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to another segment. Well, it's normally to me and my BFF, but she's not here. I want to give a shout out to her. Safe trip home. This is where we give a voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on your mind. Good morning, everyone. Well, of course, normally what we do is we talk about what's in our cup, and I have a cup of coffee this morning. No, I don't. I'm sorry. And I got a cup of tea this morning. I was getting ready to get coffee, but no, I got tea this morning. I just getting a little tea because with the weather out there changing up, we decide we're going to go ahead on. Hey now, good morning, beautiful. We was going to go ahead on and do the tea thing. And I made it too hot so I can, I'm burning my mouth. It's too hot, but it's okay. I'm going to let it cool off a little bit. I've been having some news this morning. I got a couple of, I won't call it bad news, but, I want to give a shout out to my manager this morning. She woke up with some bad news, and I just want to tell her my condolences this morning to her and let her know that she's definitely in my prayers. But we're going to go ahead on and we're going to move on because after this, I got to go to work. Well, I'm just going to talk about what I brought to my table this week for Thanksgiving because, we talked about it last week and we said, what are we bringing to the tables? And I don't know how many of y'all was with y'all family. We did the family thing. We ate. We've been married. But this time, what I brought to my table this week, it was a peace of mind. Hello, Tara. Good morning, girl. I brought a peace of mind this on Thursday. Do you know I didn't do anything? Well, let me say this. I did do something, but what I did this weekend, this Thanksgiving was I brought in a peace of mind. I literally sat around and just enjoyed the day. something that you don't normally do. I don't normally do every day. This was my Thanksgiving. Yeah, my family, they all went out, they did things. And I feel like this, to each his own. But for me, I just felt like sitting home and just being at peace. I didn't cook. I didn't cook nothing. I just sat around and enjoyed life. And I actually had a chance to really look at what I was grateful for this Thanksgiving. I didn't get on no social media. I didn't do none of that stuff. I did get on my phone and I went on my mother's message because I still hold all the messages that my mom sent me. And I looked at some of the recipes that she had and she gave me and she showed me. And I just reminisced. I just thought about what I'm thankful for, having my son home, still breathing, breath in his body, being a grandmother again I'm on my fifth grandchild. Knowing that my family was together wherever they was, everybody was intact, thankful just having a roof over my head. I was being more than just being thankful. I was being grateful this Thanksgiving. I didn't feel that it was a thing where I had to go out and do all this cooking and celebrating something that traditions. And it's okay. Like I said, everybody do what they want to do. That has nothing to do. I'm not saying that you're right, you're wrong, everybody. But for me this week, it was being grateful for just being here on earth with all the things that's going on, grateful that I can be able to just be here, just be here. So that was my Thanksgiving. I did watch a little TV and I caught up on some little stuff, Christmas stuff. And I don't know if y'all see like behind me right now, I'm into the Christmas thing. I like decorations. I love Christmas time and I'm getting ready for that. Hey girl, you know what I'm talking about, Tara. That was, I'm really getting ready for the New Year's. I'm getting ready for 2026. And I have so many things that I'm really thankful for, but it really didn't have anything to do with the food. Because guess what? My daughter brought me some food. I ate. Me and my son ate off that plate. He ate. He really ate. And then I went to work on yesterday. I sat down with some of my employees, and guess what we ate? We ate Thanksgiving food. Then I went over to my cousin's house yesterday and got a plate. So it was like I didn't miss a beat when it came down to the food. It wasn't even about that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I felt good because every day I'm on my grind. I'm up. I'm on my grind. I'm riding, driving all day. Hey, Eva, nigga, my BFF, girl, get you back. I hope you just watching and not driving. Girl, don't you play with me. Gotta get here safe. Get here safe, girl. I know it's gonna, I know it's a long ride. You said 9 hours, but I'm looking forward to seeing you. I'm grateful for you too, girl. I'm thankful for you. I'm asking God just to continue to keep y'all as y'all go and do this traveling mercies and to you and the families. Well, let me just go ahead on and not keep blabbing on. I have a wonderful guest that's coming on today, and this guest was on with me gotta be about maybe 2 years ago. Was it about 2 years ago? I believe it was about 2 years ago. And she actually came on and she brought in Brother Zach. And it was so ironic that now when having Brother Zach on, she was wasn't you? Yeah, she was. She was our introductor with Brother Zach. And Lord God mercy, ever since then our relationship has grown. And she is the family member of my BFF. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. When y'all see her, you gonna see Yvonne. When y'all see Yvonne, y'all gonna see her because she looks like her. That's my girl. That's my girl. I need you to take your mic off. I need you to take your mic off because I'm getting ready to bring you on in. Take your mic off. There you go. All right. And after this little introduction, that I made. Of course, I got to introduce her in the right way. I want to bring her on so we can talk. So y'all hold on. Here we go, y'all.
Today on What's in the Bag, we welcome a woman whose story has touched hearts around the world, author Libby Edwards-Warner, and her powerful book, A Time to Forgive. But this time, she didn't just re-release it, she rewrote it. Why? Because healing evolves, truth deepens, and sometimes the story that freed you then isn't the story that frees you now. Join us as Libby opens her heart, shares her journey, and reveals what forgiveness really looks like when life forces you to go deeper. This is more than a book. It's a breakthrough. Tune in to What's in the Bag and bring what's in your bag.
Yay! Let's bring you in here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this. You hear me? The last time we talked about your book, and now you done did some other things. But before we get going, I know you got a cup of something. What's in your cup, girl? Tell me what you got.
I still do my water thing in the morning. You got to, gotta flush all that toxic stuff out. So normally I do warm lemon water. That really, really helps. That really helps. So yeah.
So what do
That's
the
what I
warm
have in
lemon
my water.
water do? I know lemon is good. So what it do? It helps what?
It flushes out like the toxins of your liver, your kidneys, your digestive system. It just regulates everything, in the
Love it.
gut area. So
Yeah. I've been doing the turmeric. I still got to get my stuff from my sister Chanel, because I know that what she got going on with her line. But I've been doing a little turmeric and ginger and cinnamon, and it helps out because I find that it's not with the digestive system. I don't feel all bloated all the time, which I think that's the good
right,
part about it.
yeah,
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 I don't feel like, and I don't feel all sluggish all the time either. And I'm
right,
trying to lay
right.
off the sugar. I done got better with it, but I'm
Yeah.
still suffering with that sugar thing, girl.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's something else. It's something
Yeah.
else. But I have lost 50 pounds since March,
Yeah,
so
congratulations.
I had to. It wasn't no. My doctor was like, "No, you got to lose this weight." But I still have my nerves. I'm
Oh,
still recommending for the
uh,
BBW.
Yvonne said, "Hey, cuz, good."
Hi,
Yeah,
hi,
look at
Pearl.
that family out there watching. So, okay, so let me ask you a question. What's in your
Yes.
bag, girl? What's in the bag?
Um, you know what? Life. That's what's in the bag right now. If I can just talk about what happened to me about 4 years ago, doing when I did bring out A Time to Forgive the first time, um, I kind of rushed that book because my great aunt on my dad's side, she had passed, and I was trying to do something in her memory because she's also, my dad people, they're from Georgia as well. So I kind of it wasn't authentic, if that's the
Right,
correct word,
right,
like the way how I want it to be. And
right.
then I was going through perimenopause. I don't mean to tell my business, but that
What's your
perimenopause can have
bag?
you in the that can have. I was literally thought I was like going to be bedridden. Something just had to give. So I was a program manager for the school district, and I had to give up that position in order for me to take care of myself.
Right.
So I stopped working, and I just kept writing and writing. And then my homegirl, Misty, who's also an author coming out of Ohio, shout out to Misty. She kept encouraging me. She said, Libby, keep writing, keep writing. I'm going to help you, and she did help me. She helped me to relaunch A Time to Forgive Again. She
Yeah.
taught me some things that I did not know. She also helped me with the editing process, with the formatting process. So I'm glad I took that time out to really just get, my physical and my mental health in order for me to be out again, and for me to be like, okay, this is where I messed up the first time, but I can, just as long as I'm alive, I can still, redo this again. So I just changed certain scenes out of A Time to Forgive. Summer is still Summer, it's still, she's still going to go through what she's going through. But the ending of the first one I brought out, she was carrying a child. Okay, this is a little bit deeper. It might be some triggering in here, so I'm just going to put a disclaimer up there. But the first time I wrote A Time to Forgive, she had her grandmother force her to have an abortion. My daughter was like, "Mom, why did you have to bring her?" When she read it, she said she started crying. And then I had my other friend read it. She was like, "Oh my gosh." She said, "Libby, that part is just ooh." But I said, you know what? I'm going to bring it out and I'm going to put that in there because I like to poke the bear at readers.
Right.
And I like to poke their brain. I don't know if that's because I'm a Leo. I don't know if that's just my creative side of me. I don't know, but I like to poke the bear sometimes. It's called what? Thought provoking. That's the type of person I like. I like to write that way to get people's reaction, to see how they feel about it. So, when I did A Time to Forgive, again, I said I'm going to really um understand the writing business. I said, I got to understand the writing business. I got to, um, how to, start my own self-publishing company. And I said, I'm just going to go, just go with it. But I do want to start at the beginning of why I wrote A Time to Forgive. A lot of people don't know that, why I wrote A Time to Forgive, if I can share that for a few moments. Let me see, let me go back. I'm going to take you back to 1987. I was 12 years old. Daddy had just left home due to his addiction to alcohol. It was a very traumatic time for me in my life because I needed my father. But then again, I understood why mama had to get rid of him because his drinking became so reckless. Became very reckless in the home. It was just too many fights. Me and my sister had to call the police. It was just crazy. So, my teacher, let me see, I was in the sixth grade. My sixth grade teacher, Mrs. Thornton, gave me that niche for me to write when she told everybody, your homework is going to be a short story. And I was like, oh, okay, a short story. So I named it, I did not name it A Time to Forgive. I named it No Longer Daddy's Little Girl because I felt as if I didn't have my father. So here it is. I wrote the story out of my own trauma, which gave Summer her trauma, but her trauma was a little bit different than mine.
Right.
We're talking about 1935. We're talking about in Georgia, a town that I created that's not too far from my father's side of the family, my dad's side of the family. They're from Barrow County, Georgia, right where there's Weiner, Statham, Rome, all Athens, all those places.
Right.
So in Seaside County, between those counties, like Jackson County and all those places. So, um, so it's 1935. It's the height of the Depression, Jim Crow, segregation. She's seen all these things, right? And then in Creekside County, they had the privileged blacks
Mm.
They had the poor blacks. The middle class blacks was with the poor blacks, right? Then they had the other side of Creekside County where the whites lived over there. So the reason why I did that, because on my dad's side, you know, I'm related to some of the white people in that county,
Mhm.
and they lived on that side, and my family lived on the other side.
Mhm. Mhm.
So when I wrote A Time to Forgive, I was thinking about, my family history coming out of Georgia.
Mhm.
At first, when I start writing A Time to Forgive, I was saying Mississippi County. My friend said, "Girl, your family ain't from no Mississippi. Your family from Georgia. What you know about Mississippi?" And I said, "She right. I don't know nothing about Mississippi." She said, "Your lineage coming out of Georgia and Alabama. That's where you from, and also South Carolina." So I said, "Yeah, she right. She right." So I changed it to Georgia, like maybe over 10 years ago. But let's go back to, I know I'm here, there, everywhere. I
Right.
just want to,
It's gonna come together. Come on.
I'm gonna come together with all of this. Y'all bear with me. That's sometimes that's how I write. So anyway, so I named it A Time to Forgive because I felt like my father wasn't home and he wasn't there. He couldn't be there because he was so addicted to alcohol. Okay. Um, uh, I'm gonna bring this up because it needs to be told. So during that time, I was very well developed at a 12-year-old. I'm 12 years old and I'm very well developed. I have grown men looking at me. A friend of mine said that this grown man wanted to talk to me.
Mm.
I said, I was kind of spoke on it, and I just went along with her. Thank God I didn't close the door. I had
Mm.
my backpack on the right side of me and also my leg out to see
Mm.
what was going on. I look in the back and she's up there doing some substance abuse that I had no knowledge of. He came out with this much money. That was the height of the crack epidemic at that
Mhm.
time. And I said to myself, do I want to go down this road?
Mm.
And I said no. I picked my backpack up and I ran home. I ran to the bus stop. So this is all to say that A Time to Forgive have always been a part of me. It has always been, like my best friend said, it's like your first baby because it grew up with me. I don't know if y'all remember the movie Brown Sugar.
Mhm. Mhm.
How she said that hip hop grew up with her.
Mhm.
Well, A Time to
Right.
Forgive grew up with me.
Right.
I mean, it went through all the jobs I had. It went through all the things, that I went through in life. And here it is now. Here is A Time to Forgive, and how I'm going to make it a better writing journey for myself now than the other years when I did brought out the first one. Number one, I have to stay in what I know as a writer.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is I have to stay in my own lane.
Right.
I
Right.
wasn't in my own lane the last time. I was all over the place. You
Right.
know, yeah. I can honestly say that I was all over the place, and I said, "Whew, let me take a step back. Let me get some things, in order here. Let me get my mind right. Let me get my spirit right. Let me get my whole soul right." So I really took a step back and thank God for my daughter. She really been, probing me, "Mom, go ahead on and do it." I was really in a dark place, Marvina. I was like in a depression,
Mm.
really bad depression. And I was having all these anxieties and stuff. And I don't mind sharing that because I come from a home, from a family of alcoholics and, drug addicts. And I'm not ashamed of my family, but I have to say that because I'm going to go back to my father. And this is all ties in with the time to forgive. My father passed in 2012 of December, 3 weeks before Christmas. And when he was in a coma, I finally said to myself one morning, I am an adult child of an alcoholic father, and I had to totally forgive him. Now, a time to forgive says a time to forgive. Summer was SA by her father. Okay. This was a time where there wasn't no help. It wasn't no help for us. It wasn't no help for nobody. People used to sweep these things like they do now underneath the rug. Ooh, don't say nothing. Oh, God will take care of it. Let me tell you something. Yes, God is going to take care of it. But at the same time, if it happens, you need professional help. You need professional help. So after my father passed, I went into therapy. Some other things had happened in my personal life. And you're going to laugh about this because I laugh about it now. So I went back into therapy in 2020. And the social worker at work, she was like, Libby, take off them eyelashes when you go. Don't put on no makeup. Don't do nothing. She said, you want to cleanse your soul. Marvina, when I got to that therapist's office, girl, let me tell you, I wept like Jesus did. I
Let it get out.
wept. Girl, I cried. It was like, oh my God. All these years just holding on to that trauma, that unresolved trauma. Girl, I came out of that therapist office like I'm some type of celebrities with these big old sunglasses. And I'm sitting here. Lord, this is so painful. I don't even think we got through the first session.
Wow.
Okay, I was just boom. It was just so, but you know what? It helped me. It really helped me.
Right.
So here's Summer. She's trying to find her place in the world. She's 15 years old, and she's a very smart, witty girl of 1935. She's 15, and she's looking like, what is actually going on here? I'm trying to figure stuff out. I'm being misunderstood. And I just don't know, and she falls for a grown man. She falls for a grown man,
Wow.
but he has issues. He has a lot of issues, but the reason why he falls in love with her because Summer challenged him. Sometimes men like for us to challenge them.
Mm. Mm.
And when men want us to challenge them, they feel like, yeah, okay, she's strong, she can stand on her own if I'm not there to protect her, but I'm still there to protect her. It's one of those type of things. But Summer is very outspoken. She's very liberated. She's going to tell you the truth. She's going to stand in her truth. This is a different type of teenager. And then she's with this grandmother. And I don't want to give all.
Yeah, I'm kind of over
her grandmother. I know, but I'm just going to tell certain points that people might, like the colorist.
Right.
Her grandmother, fair skinned black woman, and she treated black people as if they're scums. I'm just gonna say that. But A Time to Forgive is a short novel. It's part one. Part two, I'm working on. This is where Summer goes to the Harlem Renaissance. I want to touch on that very briefly if I can.
Yes.
Okay, so the Harlem Renaissance is part of Black culture, it's part of Black history, and it was a very pivotal, I'll say pivotal. It was a very, I would say, very, how can I say? It was a very, one of the greatest moments in Black history, I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
A very, very great moments of Black history because you had a lot of movements that was going to come out of the Harlem Renaissance. You had a lot of people that came out of the Harlem Renaissance.
Mm-hmm.
You had authors like James Baldwin, like
Mm-hmm.
Langston Hughes. You had another one by the name of let me see, her name was it Stella Larson? I think it was. I can't think of her. I think last name was Larson. But anyway, she came out of there. You had Ella Fitzgerald. You had Billie Holiday. You also had Malcolm X. And she's seen the Harlem Renaissance. Because she's always, people talk about the Harlem Renaissance all through America at that time. It was like heaven, Black heaven right here on earth because Black people were, they was owning businesses in Harlem. Black people was educated, So she saw this. So I'm going to take you back to my great aunt, whom I dedicated the book to, my Aunt Queenie. My Aunt Queenie left Georgia in 1940. And she was on her way to San Francisco. But she told me a secret. She said, I did something that you'll like. She said she went to the Harlem Renaissance for 2 days. And she said that was the best 2 days of her life. I said, you saw it? She said, yes. She said, I saw it. She said it was great. So then her and her 8 best friends, they had to hurry up, get back on the train and get to Seattle. And then from Seattle, they had to get to San Francisco.
Wow.
So, yeah. So she told me something that was so fascinating. So when she used to take me and Emily home, she said she used to take us around San Francisco to show us how, San Francisco was in the 40s. There's a place in San Francisco. It's called the Fillmore District. Now, the Fillmore District in San Francisco was like Harlem in New York. They call it the West Coast of Harlem, the Fillmore District. So here, my aunt took us down on Fillmore and Gary. Fillmore and Gary used to have nothing but nightclubs all up and down the street. So she said one night, she said, red neon lights. She said there was Ella Fitzgerald name, and across the street there was Billie Holiday.
Wow.
And she said they danced in the street because they didn't know who to go to because they were both fascinating women. She said they just danced in the street. Wow. So when I put in part two, I put that Summer is literally standing at the Savoy Ballroom and she sees in red neon lights, she sees Chuck Webb and Ella Fitzgerald. So when we talk about the Harlem Renaissance, we're talking about the movements. We're talking about the civil rights movement came out of the Harlem Renaissance. Who started the civil rights movement within the Harlem Renaissance was Billie Holiday. She was more than just what people thought she was, a woman that was always in pain. But this woman literally gave us the niche to start the civil rights movement. And then from the civil rights movement, from there, you had the Black Power movement came out of there. Let's talk about Malcolm X for a minute, shall we? Malcolm X built up Mos 7, right? And then across the street from Mos 7, you had the first Black Jewish temple. So a lot of the brothers, they went to Mos 7 to engineer hip hop, just like KRS-One, he went to the Black Jewish temple to also get his knowledge. So they got their knowledge from both. You
Mm,
know, Rakim, he went to the nation, and then KRS-One went to the Jewish temple, the Black Jewish temple. So when you're talking about Harlem Renaissance, you're talking about our culture and how beautiful it was and where we are today with it.
mhm,
So in part two, she's saying all of this. She's singing that because she becomes, I'm just going to say this, she becomes this jazz singer, but she also singing at rent parties. They used to have rent
mm,
parties, to help because it was still, the depression, but
mm,
Black people were still flourishing during the depression. A lot of people don't know that, but we still were,
mhm.
flourishing at that time. So when I wrote a Time to Forgive, I'm thinking about Black culture.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about women,
I got
women
a
worship.
question for you. You know it's coming
Yeah,
up. A question. Okay, so
yeah.
let's go back. We're gonna go back to the first one. Well, not the first one, the second one. The second really. So you tell me that most of the time what you did when you're writing as a writer, is it that you write to release most of your trauma through your experience, or it's just something that you feel that you need to let everyone know? Is it for yourself? Is it, what really gets you going when you start writing the stories and thinking about what you're going to write and put on that page?
It's my story, and then it's everybody else's story, if that makes sense. I'm writing from a writer's point of view,
Right.
but I'm also writing for like I have in the works. My first urban novel is geared towards plus size women.
Mm,
So I'm writing for plus size women because sometimes we get the last stick of life,
right.
and yeah. So when I'm writing from my point of view, but then
Mhm.
also I'm also thinking about,
Other
the
people.
reader.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But when you
everybody
so
else.
like your trauma, because then you said you had to go to your psychologist and y'all talked about it and things like that. Do is that having that all able to come to the surface? Does it make it easier for you put this on the piece of paper for it to make more sense? Does it help with making more sense in your life? What
Yes,
does it
yes.
do for you?
Say that again.
What
What?
does it do for you? What does this writing, how does it help
Um,
you?
it releases. It gives me a voice where I can express myself. I can create whatever world I want. You know. It just helps. It just really helps. Like, my friend from work, we decided to meet on Sundays, the last Sundays of each month, and we decided to journal. And I'm going to tell people that's watching, journal.
I do.
Journaling. I used to journal a lot when I was a teenager, and I stepped away from
Mhm.
that. But journaling is wonderful. It's
Mhm.
really wonderful. It's wonderful.
Mhm.
So she told me, she said, "Libby, go get your notebook, and we're gonna, have coffee or muffin or whatever, and we're gonna sit and we're gonna journal.
Mhm.
We're gonna try
Mhm.
something." So
Mhm.
I yes, yes, journaling is
Yeah, I
is
love
is great.
journaling. Tara said the same thing. She loved journaling. Me too. I do it in the morning. I do it when I wake up. Before I put my feet on the ground, even before I even go to the restroom, I pull out that pen and paper because I might not dream, or if I do dream, it's not a dream that I can remember. But when I start off my journaling, it allows me to get through my day a lot better.
Right.
That does not make sense
Yes.
to some, but it does to me. I'm able to. So, like you said, when you got that pen in your hand, and now that you're allowing people to see what you are what on that paper, do you get any like backlash? Do people find that maybe you?
Oh, girl, yeah. Let me drink some water right now. Girl, let me tell you, someone said, are you like Alice Walker and Toni Morrison that, hate black men? Pause. No, I don't hate black men. I don't think everybody is Summer's father, the Rev. I
Right.
don't think everybody is Mister. They had those men, those black men back then. They did. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. They did,
Everybody.
but then they
Right.
also had good black men back then too. But no, I'm not writing to hate on black men. Because somebody said, well, I'm some type of feminist. I said, no, let me correct you. I'm not a feminist. Because from what people like to say this, I'm gonna say it too. My pastor said that God made women out of the image of God, and on top of that, God gave us his feminine side so we can understand how to be, you know, nurturers and being compassion and to understand our feminine energy. I'm a womanist. There's a difference because I support black men. I want the black man to, to get out of whatever situation that they're in. I want the black man to prosper. I'm
Right.
not one of these writers that's going to sit up here and just put down, black men or any man. No, that's not me. So I had those conversations before. I also had a conversation where this woman said she gave me back my book and she said she didn't like the trauma because she went through it. And I said, oh, okay. So what I did on my Instagram page, I put a disclaimer and I let everybody know my book may not be for everybody. If you have some type of trauma, with SA, you can, like my friend, she read my book and she said she had to skip over, when Summer kind of went back into a memory of what her father did.
Wow.
She said that she just skipped over that, but she said other than that, she said it was great. So I do give people a disclaimer to let them know that,
I mean, they acting like this
I was
doesn't happen. I mean, I get it. And any writer, author who writes anything on their book, they're doing it because they need to send out a message. And the
right,
message might not be for everybody, as she had to skip over it. But
yeah,
you got messages, you got people out here who need to hear this. That's why we did What's in the Bag. That's because no matter what, it might not be for everybody. But
right,
a thrill is a thrill. Trauma is trauma.
right,
You got all kinds of books for whatever reasons, but as the
right,
writer, I see you bringing a message to people,
yeah,
and if they want a good old happy story, then maybe all of your book is not what it need to be done, but we're sending out a message. And what
right.
kind of
And then somebody said, is it trauma porn? And I said, no, I don't even know what that. I know what it means, but I said no. I said, please don't even, you know, bring that up. But
what
I want
message
to
do
say
you?
this real
Yeah, but I got that
heavy.
question. What message do you really want your book to give to people who read it? What's the message?
I want it to, it takes time to forgive. Okay. I used to hold grudges. I can hold a grudge, and it took me time for me to forgive. It like some of the stuff that happened to me in my childhood, it done took me years for me to literally to get over it.
Right.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I was watching the interview between Nia Long and Young Jeezy.
Mm-hmm.
And Nia Long said this, and I said, man, she's right. She said every morning she gives the person that hurt her, I'm just paraphrasing, she just sent them well wishes. She said, I may not see this individual again in life, but she said she's learning how to give them well wishes and let them go on with life. It's gonna take summer because this I have is it, I split up the book in threes. It's gonna take her a lifetime for her to forgive. And that's me. And that is me, but I'm working on it. I'm getting better. I'm going to say this. I'm getting extremely better.
Mm-hmm.
So that book is for people that's struggling with forgiveness because it
Mm-hmm.
does take a lifetime, you know, to forgive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And some,
Mm-hmm.
for some people, not for
I mean,
for some
it
people.
helps a lot of people, but like he said, people want to bury everything. They think that what's done in silence don't. And when you writing it, I say this all the time. Anything that's pressed will progress. It will move forward. And if you writing it, allowing it to come out, and even explaining it to others, even and you not only forgiving them, you're forgiving yourself.
Forgiving yourself.
Everybody has
Oh
to
yeah.
start forgiving people. But even your book allows you to forgive self, because then while you're writing it, it all starts to make sense to you that you can only what you thought people was doing to you, you're doing it to yourself. That
So,
means
yes.
if you're hating on yourself, or you're not forgiving yourself, if you making people what they've done to you more valid over, instead of trying to forgive them and let it go, because anything that goes on and continue to happen, and you keep thinking about it, you keeping it alive. And Yvonne said
Right.
this isn't the first time that, I guess she said, I guess SA was
Yes,
occurred
sir. In the
within the
family.
family.
It
It
does
does
need
need
to be
to be
spoken.
spoken.
Yes,
It does.
I
It
agree.
does. It really need to be spoken. It does. And I'm sorry that everybody
Yeah,
didn't feel that way, but I feel that you are certainly right by writing what you need to get out. And if they don't want to read it, that's good. But
they
they
don't have
don't have to. Mm-mm.
to. No, and I want to share this book with everybody. This book is actually helping me. This is called Perfect Daughters of Adult Daughters of Alcoholics. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because um
Who's the author?
we oh, I'm sorry, the author is Robert J. Ackerman.
Robert J.
Dr.
Allen.
Ackerman.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is a good book. And the reason why I'm bringing this up because once again, Black culture, we do not get the help that we need. We do not. Someone told me the other day, we need to go therapy like a mug. Let me tell you something. When I tell you that I'm healing, I'm healing. I am so proud of myself because now I put pause on things. I'm not saying that I'm 100% better, but I have gotten a lot better. When
Right.
I tell you, a lot better with just learning how to handle life a little bit better and
Right.
to understand that, you know what, it's going to be okay. We have to go through trials and tribulations in order for us to get to the next level in life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm learning. And I read this book every single day because I want to get better. I
Right.
want this curse that has became into my family to stop.
Right.
So that's one reason why I wrote A Time to Forgive
Right.
because it's a generational curse within the Purdue family.
Right. Right. I'm learning my generation curses, to understanding how my family works and how I work, how I move, how my family move, how, and then it'll allow me as far as me to work on me. And I think that's what your book is doing. It's helping you work on you and you sharing it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Vicky, good morning. You're sharing that. And that right there to me it takes courage because not only,
Yeah.
people read into stuff. They see the book, they read into it. Oh, she's this, she's that, she's doing this, she's doing that. But sometimes, like you said, it got to get out. Not just out of the book, but out of yourself. Putting it on the paper,
Right.
writing it down,
Right.
making
Yeah.
stories out
Yeah.
of it. Get an
Yeah.
understanding of why you are who you
Right.
are, where you
Yeah.
been,
Yeah.
how you can
Oh,
help
yeah.
yourself, how you can make this better, how this person and alter ego, because no matter how it look, you put a name on it, but it's normally a writer writing about, especially when they talk about their experience, they're talking about themselves. They might put a little twang on it and make it little, whatever. But when you write in
Right.
it, you kind of know where you're going with it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Only you
Yes.
know
Yeah.
where you're going with it. Whoever reading it and then whatever they get out of it, because like you said, there's a bag. We all got a mind. We might have similar contents. Even our book might have similar contents in there that makes you feel like, man,
Right.
my God, how am I going to get this done? Hey, Zach. Hey,
Yeah.
Zach. Where you at? He said, I'm telling your story. You can't help the family. I'm sorry, let me say, you can't help that family was a part and was it perpetrators of the hurtful traumatic issue
From
have
you
to
have to heal
heal.
and
You'll be okay. You don't tell your
yes.
story. You get revelation. Yep. Revenge
Yes.
on them. Wait, you don't tell your story, you get revenge on them.
No, you didn't tell your story to get revenge on them.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did. Man, let me highlight this. Oh, I'm sorry, Yvonne, I didn't use my highlighter. You didn't tell your story to get revenge on it. Yvonne keep telling me to use that thing, and I don't be using it. I be squinting and reading. But yeah,
Oh, Zach, we're having a snowstorm here. Yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
Zach was supposed to be on with us today, but he told us there was a snowstorm. There's some things going on in his area.
Yeah, I
So
heard about
that's
that.
what that
Yeah,
means, y'all. But
yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
And I'm sorry for messing your thing up. Yvonne keep telling me to use my highlighter, but I don't never use it in it, and I always botch it up. But you are telling the truth. You ain't getting revenge. It's not about revenge. I
It's
mean,
not. It's not. It's
who
about telling your story.
yeah, and
Yeah.
who knows who your family is? You really think somebody's sitting there dissecting? Oh, they talking about this person. Half of the people that read it don't even know your family. So what revenge are you giving?
Mm-hmm.
Who you revenging? Who are you doing that to? You telling your story. You telling your truth, and I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I appreciate you for doing that because some of us
Yeah.
don't have the courage to do it.
Yeah, and also I want to bring this up to uh
It depends.
it depends.
Like what you mean by depends? I want to hear that. I wish I send your email up. Send your email. Send me your email. Let me give you a guest invite so you can tell me what you mean by depends. I send you. I bring
Depends.
you in because I want to know what you mean by that. But go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say this too with me writing A Time to Forgive. I was listening to one of my favorite actors, and he mentioned something that got me resonated, and I told him that recently. Um, he said, "Learn all that you can about whatever you're doing in life." And this is also ties in with A Time to Forgive. Um, Sometimes we are still living in this inbox. We don't live outside of the box. We don't want to go and explore what's actually out here. We don't want to explore other cultures. Like I remember I told someone, I said I would love to live in Thailand, just maybe a year, just to experience the culture. Why do you want to live in Thailand for? What's that? I'm like, okay, what's wrong being black and to experience Thailand? What's wrong, going to other countries and just to experience other cultures? That doesn't mean that I forgot that I'm black. I know it. I'm black conscious. But at the same time, I have a humanitarian heart. Something happened to people in India. Yes, I'm going to have sympathy for that. So, you know, when Summer in part 2, she's going to see the world. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
But he taught me that. He taught me that recently. And he also said, we got to get out of ourselves as black people, and we do need to experience the world.
We need to.
Regardless of whatever state it is in, we need to experience.
Tara said forgiveness comes with acceptance. So how can we accept something that was or have been so traumatic? We have to understand acceptance doesn't mean those things didn't happen, but it means what will you do or how will you allow what happened to shape you? Will you allow what happened destroy the very essence of who God created you to be? No, acceptance is being able to navigate being the new you because you will never be that old version of you. Acceptance is no longer being held in bondage by disappointment, failures, and trauma. Acceptance, forgiveness forgives first starts with self-care and healing. Then this allows for us to share and ignite
Ignite.
hope for someone in their darkest moments. Yes, I ready to read your book. I love it.
Oh, what's her
I
name?
love it. Tara,
Sarah.
I use my highlighter. Can I tell? But anyway, Tara, I'm ready to get you back up in here. That's what we ready to do. But let me say something. That is so true. We got to accept,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say this because I'm really trying to really get with your book because not that I feel that I need to put a twang on it, but I love the fact that you're able to write down what went on with you, whether anybody feel like it is necessary or not. You
Mm-hmm.
accept the fact that you have to forgive. You accepted that there's things that happened to you that you had to get out. And accept that there's some people that needs it. Some people needs to hear and read what you got going on. So we're gonna get that book out and so I need to ask you a question. How can they find your book? Where do they need to go to get your book?
Go to play. Let me get let's see. It's play.google.com. And
Play
just
dot wait.
search in the
Okay, wait, let me write
yes.
that down because you didn't give me that. Why didn't you give me that? Play
I thought
dot Google. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Play dot Google. I don't. I got Libby. I got the Libby Warner.
they can look they can look on my website. I
Okay,
think
yeah,
that would be
I got
great.
your website up
Yeah,
there.
look on my website. It's yes, that's my
Libby
website.
Warner.
They can go there. Libby
And
Edwards
what
Warner dot
about this
com.
one? What is this one?
Huh?
What is this one?
That's Substack. So Substack, oh, I just love, excuse me, Substack. It is a platform for creatives, for writers,
Mm-hmm.
and they can also, follow me or subscribe to my Substack, and they can
Okay.
also follow me on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
You can also follow me on Instagram, Libby Warner
Yep.
underscore writer underscore.
Yes. And what's this one? Well, tell me a little bit about this one before we go. The blog.
Oh, okay. So I've been blogging for the past over 10 years,
Okay.
and it's just about, me just being a woman of the past, present moment, and future.
Okay.
Things that I've been through, and I also discuss other things. I don't discuss, politics
Politics and stuff.
or
Yeah.
anything of that sort. If I do, it's coming from a place of experience. But other than that, it's really about just about where I was at one particular time in my life and just give solutions out. That's it.
Wonderful. I'm gonna go ahead and give Zach and Yvonne their last flowers while before we get on. We as Black people can be stuck. There's an entire world outside of the zip code we were born into. There is more to
That's
see.
right, cousin.
That's right. That's right. And Zachary, let's go ahead on and get you on
Yeah.
out here. And Zach says, right, you went through. Why can't I have right? Why you gotta put all these explanation marks and stuff? you went through what you did because a lot of people going through the same thing need a living example of how they can make it out.
Oh, yeah.
I feel the same.
That's true.
I concur. And so if some people start
I
doing more
concur
writing
myself.
more journaling, maybe God will put on their fingers how they can come out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. I've got
Right.
journaling. I don't write to write my story. I'm not into all that writing my story, basically, because I don't want to shut up, Zach. I don't want to really. For me, I don't want to keep dwelling on stuff. Somebody asked me. One of the guests said, "If you could give somebody else the pen, would you let them write your story?" And I think y'all seen that in my introduction. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't get nobody else to pen because nobody else can write my story. I'm the only one who can write my story. But for me,
That's right. That's
I
right.
don't really want to write my story because I don't really want to dwell on it. I want to forgive and move on. I write journaling about what's going on with me now, or I'll write some things that I find that I might be shadowing, like if I have low self-esteem and something that day might kind of give me an idea of where I'm at with that low self-esteem part. I kind of face what my issues is. I don't.
Right.
I try not to stuff it and thinking that just because I feel this way, it's going to leave. I bring it out to the highlight so I can see myself. Now to sit around and write it out and make a story behind it, I'm not that person because I don't want to relive it. But for you, Libby, I give you your kudos, and maybe not your whole story, but enough to understand that you need healing out of it. And that's what your book is. It's a healing. It's healing. That's the message I got from it. I forgive, but I got from this whole thing healing. Um, this is where the healing starts for you. And everybody's healing is different. You might
Yeah.
go out and read the book,
Right.
you write a book. The other person might preach about it. Somebody might teach about it. People get on TikToks about it. Some people get on Instagram about it. But healing is a form of what direction you want to go, not where everybody else feel you need to
Right.
go. And I commend you. I give you your kudos
Right.
about it. I love it.
Thank you so
I
much.
love it. And I'm glad
Thank
that
you.
you redid it,
Thank you.
rewrote it, because everything is a rewrite.
Yeah.
You went back and you brought some more up, and now you're going forward. And that right there, that's a commendable thing for a woman, woman of God, number one, a virtual woman, number two, and a woman who wants to continue to heal, number three. So keep on healing, baby.
Yeah.
Keep on doing what you're doing, baby.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you,
Thank
baby.
you.
Appreciate you coming on here, baby. I really do. I thank God for you. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for being a part of What's in the Bag from day one. You came up in here from day
Yes,
one. I see the growth already. I see it. You know what I'm saying? I thank you for bringing Zach on. I thank you for being just the person
Lord.
you hear me?
Oh, thank you.
And
Yeah.
you're going to be
I
back.
miss you, cousin.
Yeah.
Tell Yvonne, I miss you, cousin. And
Yeah.
everybody, Yvonne's cousin, she my big cousin. I'm a little cousin.
She my big best friend too. That's my BFF, baby. Yes, ma'am. I miss her so much. I ain't
I
even
miss
talk to
that.
her. We gonna let you go, girl. I'm getting ready to take us on out.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you right after
Okay.
this, so you can go on and get off. But I'm gonna call you as soon as I get off. Okay? I love you.
Okay.
I appreciate
I
you.
love you too.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for being a part. I know this was a little different, not having my BFF on with us, but I held it down, BFF. BFF, BFF. Thank God Almighty for BFF. I love you, man. Well, y'all know how to get us. If you want to be a part of us on every day of the week, we do Facebook group, which is Facebook group shows us about talks about the topics we're about to have for that on that Saturday. We got motivational Monday, talk about it Tuesday, wisdom Wednesday, thankful Thursday, and Friday. We just let y'all know that y'all are invited to come and see to listen to the message for on Saturday. So come on and join what's a Facebook group, What's in the Bag. That's the one without the question mark. Then we got the directory page. Directory page is mainly what it is. We kind of we go live on there. We'll let y'all know what's going on as far as that concern. We're going to be doing a little more vamping on the directory page because we really don't interact as much as we should. But we do interact. If you want to just come in and don't want nobody to see, well, a lot of times y'all in the background anyway, so you don't want nobody to know. You just want to see what we got going on. You don't want to be a part of the group page. You want to just watch the segments. You can just go on our What's in the Bag directory page, and we go live on that page also. Also, we have our YouTube page, YouTube What's in the Bag 21. Do not space it. Just put What's in the Bag 21. Would you subscribe? Put on your notification letters. You can comment. Also, we go live every Saturday. If you go on there right now, we're still live on the YouTube channel. And of course, we got Twitch. All you gamers who be on Twitch, who sit on the games and learn all the stuff with Twitch, if you want to just go on and watch us on Saturday mornings. And also, we're getting ready to go live, or we're getting ready to go bring on Instagram. I've been doing my research, so just look out for that. And if you want to get in contact with us, you want to talk to us and tell about you want to let us know that there's somebody a topic, or somebody wants to come on What's in the Bag, you can actually dial us on 833-520-9482. My extension is 701 and Yvonne's is 700. If you want to talk about anything, you have any comments, you think if whatever you want to talk about, you can call us on that number. Now we get ready to get up out of here. We appreciate y'all. Hey, Robin! Oh, girl, AC! You need to call me. I miss them calls. Girl, call me, girl. I love you. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being a part of What's in the Bag. We get ready to get up out of here. God is good. He's always good. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I'll see y'all on next Saturday. I don't even know what, but I'll see y'all on next Saturday. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being a part of What's in the Bag on today. Look at you, girl. I miss you.